sounds like we're at the seaside. Oh my gosh, where have they come from?
I don't know.
Oh, you could sit on the sun lounge and feel like you're at the seaside.
Oh, I feel like I'm on holiday today. It's ever so warm.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, lovely. Can you hear those? It's like being at the seaside.
Oh, that's slow, isn't it?
Well, no, he isn't. So, a couple of weeks ago we did a little sort of a chassis service that you could do yourself, and today we're going to do an internal bit of a service that you can do yourself, which is going to combine, I can't get all my words out then, it's going to combine things that we would check on a service, but things that you can do, not to replace a service, but that you can do yourself while you're doing a service. This is quite funny. I've got Dan doing part of a service next to me, actually.
Mark, you got a pinball.
Pardon?
He hasn't done his hair.
A hairband?
He hasn't done his hair.
I've not got a hairband there, sorry. You need a handband.
Beep,
What
beep.
are you going to do on this van then, Dan? You're going to do a gas check?
No,
Ah.
just it's up there.
Oh, okay. Right, we'll carry on with our little checks then.
Tonight, they led me to you every single time you look at me.
So, one of the first things that we can do, which is quite an easy one, is if we open up all of our windows and we can put a silicone spray around our window sills. This is going to do two things. It's going to make sure that all of our windows are open. We can give a bit of a clean around the windows, and then also just by giving a bit of a silicone spray on the windows, it just makes sure that the actual seals are going to sit and do as they're supposed to do. Let's go inside. So, we're in a little Bailey Unicorn Cadiz, lovely little van. It's 2014, this one, been really well looked after. And again, just as I say, starting off with our windows really, we can open all those up, gives them a bit of a wipe around the frames, silicone spray, the seals, and then we can do exactly the same on the roof lights. So, just literally opening our roof lights, making sure that all the mechanisms are working correctly, and then either getting a little set of steps in here, we can just check everything above. Some roof lights have got seals on, some haven't, so again we can just check the seals and then just spray them. And again, just checking all of your fly screens and blinds are all working as they should. And it's just all going to be things then that when you go away, that you know that everything is working properly. Again, especially if you had the Caravan service, say November, December time, by the time April comes, we've sort of been a good 4 or 5 months where the Caravan's possibly just sat there without anything happening. And it doesn't necessarily mean that because it was serviced and it was all working then, 4 or 5 months down the line, it's all going to be working. So we want to then just get everything working. We want to get the gas through the Caravan. We want to light up all of our gas equipment. Make sure, again, it's a good time to light up our fridge on the gas. Even if you say, I'm not going to use the gas, well, actually, the problem with the fridges is because they don't get used on the gas, they block up with cobwebs and things like that. So just by running the gas system is going to help the Caravan. Same on your heating system. Now this has got the Aldi central heating system in this one, and if you've got the Aldi central heating, you will have a little filler unit like this, and basically you will be able to see where the water is. Let me just try and get a light because I've got.
So does that need topping up? Is that underneath the minimum on this one?
What we actually want is the line of the water to be around about that minimum, and it is just very slightly low. It's just slightly underneath of that. And the reason that we don't want it to be on the maximum is that when we actually run this system and we start heating the Caravan through, that water is going to expand. So we've just got a little bit of expansion, and then when that's actually running is the time that we want to check for the minimum or the maximum level. As long as we can see the water and it's around about that minimum, then we're fine. If not, we can just get a glycol mix. You're going to want to really put a 5-year solution in there. You can get the little Aldi bottles. It's a tricky one because glycol is glycol, but there are there's different age ratings, so there's normally a 2 and a 5 year mix. We always try and now put in a 5-year mix on the Aldi central heating, so you want to go for the glycol that's a 5-year mix on there, and again you can just top it up and just neat, and it's not going to hurt the system. Just pop it up to about that minimum, maybe just above the minimum, and then, as I say, just check it once that's up to temperature and you've got the heating running through there, and again it will warm up quicker on the gas, and you can then just check that level that it's up on the maximum. Another big one while we're in the bathroom area is your toilet flush. If you've got the electronic toilet flush, these are a pain for clogging up, basically, especially over the winter not being used. So just by running that toilet flush through, just put a little bit of water in there, a little bit of pink chemical, and again you can just run that through, and again just make sure that toilet pump is working okay. We have got a video that I'll put a link into, that if yours doesn't work, a few little checks that you can do just to make sure that it's all working. We can then start to get the water through the Caravan, so we'll start up the front section here, and again hopefully you already know with your Caravan about your water system with your drain off valves and what have you, but what I'd potentially do is get the seating completely up, and then when you run the water through, you can check for leaks everywhere. Obviously, if the Caravan hadn't been drained down for whatever reason fully, and there's a little bit of water left in the system, it could potentially be that you've got a leak somewhere. So start at your kitchen tap, start to get the water through, and again we can literally just go through then and just check all underneath of the units, wherever possible, wherever you can see any pipe work, and again just checking just to make sure that you've not got any leaks anywhere. Same then in the bathroom, so again we'll start on the bathroom tap then once we've got it through on the kitchen, and again we'll just check all of our pipe work, just literally check it by hand, make sure there's no visual signs of any water, and then lastly on the shower, and again we can get that water through the system. Possibly then is, once we've checked all for leaks etc, we can put like a Puri clean through that system and just give that a good cleaning through, ready for the next season coming up now. We can then run our hot water system, so again we'll run it on the gas system, whether it's the Truma, the Whale or the Aldi central heating system with the hot water. We'll run that hot water system again, just make sure it's all working, run it on the gas first, and then we'll spot, once we've got all of that gas system checked through, we'll then start to run the electric side, and again let it sort of get up to temperature on the gas side so that you can start to feel that it's got warm, but don't get too hot, because obviously we can then put it onto the once we've run that electric system, I can't get my words out today. So once we've run the gas side of things and we've got it up to a little bit lukewarm, we know that that's then working, we can then swap it over onto the electric and then get it fully up to temperature. We can then just check that heating system the same, check the water system. We know then that everything's okay, and then once we've been running the system for a while, we'll just check all of our water pipes, just make sure that they're all running okay. That then has sort of made sure that our water system, our gas system, we'll check all of our electrics, so you can check all of your lights, make sure that the lights etc, but they're not going to be a major issue to stop you using the Caravan. So it's mainly your gas and electric, your heating, your hot water, your fridge, and again just running your fridge obviously then on the electric, making sure that it's fully cooling down. Possibly put a little couple of ice cubes in the ice tray just to make sure that they're freezing up and actually making ice cubes, and you know that that is then working properly. Microwave's always a good one, they tend to pack up, so again just checking your microwave through, and it's just all checks that you can actually do at home yourself just before you get on holiday, and then find out, obviously the last thing that you want to do is go away, find that nothing's working and it ruins your holiday. So just by doing some pre-checks it can save you a lot of hassle and a lot of aggravation, and actually you just know that you can get off in your Caravan, then you're going to be able to enjoy your holiday and not have any issues. Hopefully. Is there anything that you can think of that I've missed?
No, I don't think think so.
I
I was sort of thinking about batteries in like alarm key fobs. Might be worth
Yeah,
replacing those if you haven't done them for a while.
yeah, check your key fobs and whatever you. But again, it's mainly the stuff that's going to stop you really using it that I'd sort of thought about. The other one thing that we haven't touched on at all actually is a damp check. I've got it in my pocket, so I can't believe I forgot it. Now,
I was thinking about that, yeah, but.
So we can do a damp check. Now I don't expect you to go out and buy a protimeter, which is what we use, which are about £400 or £500. But there's a little one called X-Tech EX 055 or something like that. And what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description. So if you want to be able to do your own damp checks, it's a little damp meter that will do a similar thing. It's not going to be as good, but it will give you a bit of an idea. You can literally go around the Caravan. Now Baileys, when they're on the Alutech construction, it's really just the floor that you're checking. A lot of the other manufacturers up until sort of 2015 were pretty much all over the Caravan. It was all the walls, ceilings, everything like that. So it does depend on what sort of construction it is. But you can do your own damp check. If you don't want to go through and do a damp check with a damp meter, you can do a visual check. Now some of the Caravans, like the Elvises, the Lunas especially, the boarding will actually go a blue colour. So just doing a visual check, and again, even on the majority of the Caravans, even on the sort of the Alutechs and the ones that are now using more of a composite material on the panelling, you still want to have a good look through for any watermarks, any signs of any damage. And it's going to be literally all along the awning rails of the Caravans, and then any openings or apertures. So anywhere where you've got an access locker, a wheel arch, the seam along the bottom of the Caravan. So we just literally can do a visual check if you don't want to go to the point of getting a damp meter. So all of your battery boxes, as I say, wheel arches, any other lockers, just a good visual check all around those, all around of our windows. And again then, just having a real good sign check, making sure there's no signs of any water or anything like that. Obviously round roof lights, etc. as well. And again, you don't have to go into full detail. If you've only had the Caravan service sort of a few months ago, they should have done a proper good thorough damp check with something like the protimeter, so it would have given it a good check. But again, it's worth just having a good visual check, because if something has happened over the winter, you can catch it nice and early, get it fixed, and it's not going to be a big issue then. It's when the sort of damp sets in and then it's leaking for 12-18 months, and that is when it's going to start causing the damage. So just in between every 3 months, just having a good check through and just making sure that there's no signs of anything. And again, it just is going to save you a lot of money in the long run if something does occur, and it then obviously just festers and makes it just carries on sort of causing a problem. That is when the expensive repair bills then come in. So just a good check through. That pretty much wraps up, I think, all of the little checks that you can do yourself. Obviously the weather's getting a little bit better now, so fingers crossed we're going to have a good Easter, and hopefully we can get some more Caravans back in stock and have another busy time of it. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark at the Caravan Place.